Economic numbers came out today, and as expected, Joe Biden pretended like things are peachy and great and wonderful, but they're really not. And Kara, if you don't mind, give us the number because he's claiming, the inflation only went up a little bit, but it's still over last year. It's like 8.2%. What do you have?
This is from The Blaze. Americans continue to get hammered by soaring prices as the 2022 midterms draw near, a trend that could bode ill for Democrats as they seek to cling to control in both chambers of Congress next month. But President Joe Biden's claiming cost would rise if Republicans gain control of the nation's legislature. Republicans in Congress's number one priority is repealing the Inflation Reduction Act. That's the exact wrong thing to do in this moment. If Republicans take control of Congress, every day costs will go up, not down, Biden said in a statement on Thursday. While shoppers are already acutely aware of high-flying prices, a new Consumer Price Index report released on Thursday highlighted the economic woes besetting Americans. The Consumer Price Index for all urban consumers rose 0.4% in September on a seasonally adjusted basis after rising 0.1% in August, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Over the last 12 months, the All Items Index increased 8.2% before seasonal adjustment, the report noted. The All Items Index increased 8.2% for the 12 months ending September, a slightly smaller figure than the 8.3% increase for the period ending August. Roaring inflation has been robbing Americans by eroding the purchasing power of their hard-earned money.
It's being represented incorrectly as if inflation went down. It didn't. Year over year, it's 8.2% higher. 8.2% inflation year over year. I know they played games. Inflation went down. No, it didn't. Inflation is still 8.2% year over year. And the idea that somehow it's more affordable for Americans is just not true. Yesterday we had one of these doofuses talking about how consumer spending is higher. Yes, it is, because the things that we have to buy cost more money. But more disposable income, that was just a lie. There is not more disposable income. That's untrue. Now, keep in mind that when Joe Biden ran for president, he kept on claiming that he would never raise any taxes, not 1 cent, on anybody making under $400,000 a year. Well, people making under $400,000 a year, which is the vast majority of Americans, have seen all their food prices go up, all of their gas prices and energy prices go up, all of whatever goods they need, beyond even food and gas, has gone up by a lot. Those, I believe, are Biden taxes. Why? Because they went up because of his policies that he put in place. More regulation, higher taxes, longer closures than we should have had for businesses, stopping the Keystone XL pipeline, stopping our energy independence, and then he's begging Saudi Arabia for oil. And by the way, it turns out he was begging Saudi Arabia for oil, please release more oil before the midterms. It was a quid pro quo, something that they accused Trump of doing with Ukraine and impeached him over it. So I guess Joe Biden should be impeached for trying to do the same thing with Saudi Arabia. Well, actually doing the thing with Saudi Arabia, Trump never did do a quid pro quo. So here's Biden talking about the economy and talking about those making less than $400,000 a year.
By the way, in every single piece of legislation I've gotten passed with help of the people here, we have not raised the tax on anybody making less than $400,000 a year, 1 penny. I wish I was making 400. You were making 400 grand, but not a single penny. No, I mean it, not a single penny.
You already said there, I wish I was making 400. I wish you were making 400 grand a year. The president makes 400,000 a year. He's such an idiot. So he tries to act like he's in the same boat. And by the way, Joe Biden is a multi-millionaire because of all the scams that he's been doing with his family for all these years, selling the sway of the office of the vice president. So the idea that somehow he's not making that kind of money is stupid. But there he is saying it to those who make less than $400,000 a year, which is most of those who are watching, listening to this program. Most hardworking, good working, hardworking, pulling their sleeves up and going to work and supporting their family Americans aren't making that much money. And he raised everything for all of you, for all of us. All of those costs are way, way higher than they used to be. So I don't care if it's not legitimately called a tax. You have cost the American people so much more money. And forget the 401k and pension tax he put on us. Go look at your 401k. I'm afraid to. Go look at it. It's down unbelievably since he's taken office. But there he is just lying again like he's regular old Joe. And then he says something really dumb.
If the Republican wins, inflation is going to get worse. It's that simple.
He said Republican wins. I guess he meant if Republicans win, inflation will get a lot worse. It's that simple. Now, he says it, but doesn't back it up even a little bit. He doesn't say how or why. It's just a scare tactic.
If Republican wins, inflation is going to get worse. It's that simple.
It's that simple because I said so. I don't understand why they think this is going to be effective. You know, they had that stupid January 6th committee hearing again today, and they predictably all voted to subpoena former President Donald Trump. That meeting meant nothing. It was a way to drop an October surprise, hoping that this somehow would make people, I can't vote Republican because of that Trump. I'm going to say something that the former president will be mad at me for saying. Nobody cares about Donald Trump today. And I mean politically. They care about him as a person. When 24 rolls around, if he runs, I'm voting for him. People certainly had more prosperity under him as the president. But today, they care about their pocketbook, their bank account, their retirement, their ability to pay their bills. Today, they care about their kids being safe in school and about them being able to walk down the street, go to the store, do something and not be the victim of crime. Today, they care about what's being taught to their kids in school, that they're not being indoctrinated by some crazy person. People care about the border and that we have an invasion of people from faraway lands coming into our country. They don't care politically about Donald Trump. Now, they'll show up to the America First rallies. Tens of thousands will show up, and they care to hear what he's saying because he's bolstering their belief in this great land and their nationalism and love for country. But they are not day-to-day going, yeah, but what would Trump do? They're not day-to-day going, yeah, but Trump in the committee, maybe I can't vote for that conservative. No. They're going to vote their pocketbooks. They're going to vote their stead in life. They're going to vote how much better or worse they are today, and everybody's much worse, in the past 2 years under Biden. And this ruse to make Donald Trump the issue is not going to work for the Democrats. Because even if they did make him the issue, and he's not, but if they did make him the issue, they would lose even worse because he's cleaning their clock everywhere he goes. The stupidity of a Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger sitting on that stupid sham committee, pretending like Donald Trump is top of mind for Americans. They are so disconnected and clueless. It makes my face hurt. Look at my face. It hurts.